After looking at the tape, what was it that you think was the biggest problem coming out of Saturday's game?
Well, again, we didn't play good line of scrimmage, getting off blocks, and at the same time, we can do ourselves better, staying on blocks. And so scheme-wise, what are we doing? Giving our guys a chance. We got to play better, play harder. Again, we've been practicing pretty good, though, so disappointed not to do better. So we'll look schematically, subtle tweaks. We're not going to be radically different because structure of offense, defense are things we believe in. We'll see if we can make sure putting guys in the right places a little bit. And then the real disappointing thing to me, which, is totally my fault, I just didn't see from the sideline or on the field just, any energy. I mean, it looked like we were at a golf match or something. So we've been trying to talk about having some fun, cranking it up. We've been working hard. We've talked about playing smart. We took care of the ball. We talked about not being bad in the kicking game. We didn't create anything. Some of the things we talked about we got. But we were a very lethargic team. So we'll work real hard to see, without being phony and being cheerleaders, we got to create our own energy. And we'll see as we go through this week of practice if we can have a little bit more fun as we're out there going about it, because we didn't look like we were having a lot of fun. So.
Do you think that was nerves on their part?
I don't know. I think, maybe, again, I think you get what you're going. We've been talking about we're playing hard and playing smart. And at the same time, it's still it's a game, so you need to have some fun. It's a passionate game. It's a game of energy and enthusiasm. And we didn't have it, and that starts with me. So, again, we've talked a lot about that as a staff and how to try to create that without being phony and corny and all that stuff. But we got, again, you need to, the teams that play fast not only have team speed, but they're having excitement and fun. We got to find ways to create that as we go through the week of practice. We got to find ways to create that during the game. Of course, it's always easier when you're making plays, because then the more plays you make, the more chest bumps, the more the crowd's involved. You feed off everybody. And again, I don't know if we played as poorly as well as we didn't do well in the line of scrimmage, and then we didn't make any plays other than tomorrow's big play. We had a lot of great defensive plays, kicking game play. Well, I don't know if there's a lot of bad plays. It was just a very, very average games.
Did you see anything more telling on the line of scrimmage? I guess, was there anything, when you watched the tape again, did you see anything that kind of explained what went wrong on the line?
Oh, I just think, again, with some energy stuff, I thought they just did a better job of sustaining blocks and staying on, or us not getting off, or their guys getting off blocks a little bit better, and that's not sustaining. And so just I thought their effort was great, more than schematically. And again, we'll look defensively, offensively. Are we putting the guys in the right positions? How to attack some things? But there was nothing radically different. They had a couple different things offensively, but nothing unusual. Because it was kind of base football, just taking advantage of their personnel. Nothing that we hadn't seen or couldn't adjust to. So it wasn't like anything was brand new. Again, and so again, when a team's not playing hard, again, when it's new systems, you're thinking. When, as a team, you're trying to gain, those are nothing more than excuses. Just bottom line, we just didn't play as hard and as physical, and that starts with me and how we practice, and we'll work to make some steps this week and see if we can be a lot better, because we'll need to have a chance against Virginia for sure.
You guys went with a lot of 3-3-5 there in the second half. Is that something you're going to go to more defensively, or is that just a change in game?
That's just a part of the package that the guys have been looking at. We're basically just standing up one of the D ends as a linebacker. And that's because, again, structure-wise, we're trying to do it where maybe it fits our defense to some degree, but with personnel, a lot of those guys last year, they were in a 3-4 or a three-man front with stand-up outside linebackers playing D ends. That's what our D ends are. So I think our coaches are just trying to take advantage of the body type and try to fit that within their package.
You expect Darius back at the end this week?
Again, we'll see as you go through. I'd like to think everybody's going to be healthy, but again, now we do have with Hager and Beckham have a couple knees that I think we're evaluating with MRIs, and we'll get some status here for sure, probably by tomorrow on their timeline. And is it going to be major deals that maybe zap their season, or is it going to be 3, 4, 6 week deals where you can get them back? You hope, because they're both seniors, you want them back for them. Because it's their last go. But for us as a team, we'll keep moving forward and throw some guys out. And as a team, we'll have to be okay. I'm a little more concerned with those guys because they're two seniors. It's kind of their last go.
But those look pretty significant, though.
Oh, we're getting them checked, as far as everything. See, again, do we have a strain? Do we have a tear, whether it be a cartilage, MCL, ACL kind of gigs? And I think they're doing that here this afternoon. We'll kind of know here tomorrow. So
After the move Pagan to tackle and Cody Evers inside now, you just talk about that.
Well, and that's something we had planned. Justin actually had started there as the season started, and didn't think some of the young guys were doing quite as well as we wanted, so we thought our best crowd was with the seniors. But we did very well at tackle. Actually, probably played better at tackle than he was inside. Cody, came out spring as a starter, and he'll mature and do well. And we'll look this week as we move to try to get Peyton Eckerd and Bernard Taylor in the mix. There are two guys we didn't play, but we got to keep playing some of our young guys and keep developing our depth in that way and keep competition and all that deal. So today in practice, not that they're the answer, but they need to be a part of our fold to give us those 7, 8, 9 guys we need. So Justin will be at right if Josh is out at right tackle. Cody Evers will be at right guard for sure, if that's the case. But I'd look to see maybe Damish coming in, whether maybe he goes to right guard and Bernard Taylor comes in, or whether Bernard goes to right guard to get a little guard help. Same deal if we have an issue at tackle, we can go to Charlie Chapman, Billy Ivan, but we're also really pushing Peyton Eckert, a young freshman that's done really well.
How big of a concern is Virginia's run game, considering how much you guys struggled to stop the run and how productive they were in week 1?
Yeah, I mean, and they got some young backs, and they do a nice job. They do a good job of with formation, shift, motion, where they window dress to do a lot of simple schemes that they do over and over, whether it just be powers or counters or down, pull around, sweep plays. But they're always window dressing with shifting and trading and motioning, try to get you out of the gap to try to gain some leverage to try to gain an edge. But it's the same place for their line, the same place for their back. So, yeah, it is a concern. And quite honestly, whether it be Virginia, whether it be last week, whether it be future games and Big Ten games, if we run the ball for 100 yards and we give up 200 yards rushing, we're going to have a hard time beating many people. And we did a great job of ball security and things that are critical, but you still have to win at the line. And we can scheme it as much as anything. We can tweak our adjustments, 3-man fronts, 4-man fronts, blitz it, move it, make personnel changes, but really running and stopping the run starts with a mindset and an attitude that we're going to get off blocks and stop the run, and we're going to stay on blocks and have an attitude and run it up in there. And so that was talked about directly today in a very positive way, as a challenging way, that it's a mindset. For us to be well in our league, we can do all the spread, the shotgun, the no-huddle stuff, yes. You've got to have a physical presence. You got to run it. And that was disappointing in our plan, our preparation, and our execution to do those two things. So whether it be Virginia, whether it be anyone moving forward, for us to build our program and to have a chance to be successful, we can be wide open, we'll throw it. Ed did okay first start. We got nice receivers. Okay, yeah. We got to run the ball and stop the run. If not, you're going to die a slow death in college football. And so whether we got to put 12 people up there, butcher knives, and run the wishbone, you've got to run the football and you've got to stop the run, and we'll keep working it because we've got to. And there's we can have all the excuses, talk about stats and all that junk. In our league, this day and age, we got to do those things that we're going to. Okay.
What did you think was a real positive coming out of the game?
Again, I felt, the kicking was didn't, with the young snapper, some first-time guys. I thought Nick was great with his, kicking. As far as kickoffs, Ewald did a nice job. Where our punting was okay, could have been better, didn't hurt us. We pinned them 2 times. Could have been, I don't want to be greedy and always go for the 2-yard line and 3. We pinned them twice inside the 20, and that was okay. At the same time, it's not like our kicking's like awesome. We got to be great in coverage, but I thought it was a nice start. The ball security for sure was a nice start. And I was kind of I thought playing as many young guys as we played. Played a bunch of true freshmen, but it was a bunch of Stephen Houston's first game in D1. He's a second, junior college guy, his first game. A bunch of redshirt freshmen like Cody Evers and Chase Hubler. I was kind of proud that, for the number of those guys, because I think as they play, they'll contribute better, play faster, even be more positive. So it's kind of nice to get them. And even though, on paper you can say what you want to, I think going in that arena with the lights and all, it had an atmosphere for those young guys that it wasn't just, hey, your average little game. That was a cool deal in a big arena with the lights on and the crowd and the energy of the crowd. Even though it wasn't full, it gets loud in that place. So I think for those young guys to have that chance as an opener, even though it wasn't 60,000 in the championship game, I think that's a decent start for those young guys that we'll build on. And again, those young guys are going to be good players. So it's not an excuse that I just thought a positive was a lot of those guys played, and they actually played pretty well. Shane and some of those guys did a nice job for us. We're proud of that. So, okay.
All right, thanks.
See you all.
Thanks,
See you all tomorrow.